obviously people that have listened to this podcast for like 2 seconds know that I'm a conservative.
Yeah.
And I'm not proud of that because I don't like labels.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody really likes labels. Does anybody from like the time that they were in like elementary school?
Some people like labels. Some people like labels. It's a comfort.
It depends on what the label is.
It's a comfort to have a label. You don't have to think too much. You just sit in it.
That's true.
I think people really like labels.
Wow. Okay. All right. So that destroyed my point altogether. No, but talk to me about that. I
think that's a big problem of this whole Democrat-Republican thing.
Yeah.
People just sit in their side.
They just want.
And they're like, this is easy. This is what my side believes. Okay.
Tell me what I should say. Tell me what I should think.
Yeah. It's it's easier that way.
It definitely is. Again,
and also then you have a camaraderie. Is that, am I saying that word right? Camaraderie?
No.
Come.
Now you're making me not remember what the word is. Camaraderie. Camaraderie.
I thought that's what I said.
I don't know.
Anyway, I'm not going to say it again.
Doesn't matter.
But
moving on.
You have that with your fellow people in your box.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh yeah, we're all together. We all agree on the same things. Mm-hmm. Let's keep it that way and let's win.
Yeah. That's the problem with boxes. I just don't like being boxed in.
Right. I don't think everyone likes that, but
yeah.
I'm just saying I think it is easier.
I think you can wear different labels and still not be boxed in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I still think you can like hop over to this party and say, what do you have to offer?
Mm-hmm.
Any good ideas?
Mm-hmm.
No? All right, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to see what they're offering. You know, and that was the whole point of the political system, was that you had this kind of exchange of ideas and different viewpoints. Because, I mean, just in a conversation, it's amazing to me, like me and you could be listening to the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I could ask you, what'd you think of that? And you could say something that never crossed my mind, ever. Not once during the entire conversation, exchange, whatever, crossed my mind.
That's really funny.
But we're all different.
Yeah, it's true.
And to think that we're not, and to go back to your point, to think that like this is what we should think, this is what we should say, this is how we should act, is so counter to how we exist as human beings. Like we have to, on any issue, on any conversation that comes before us, we should be getting the viewpoints of other people around us, because it's going to be completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, I never saw it from that angle. Like we've experienced that just doing small groups at our church. You know, just being in a group of people reading through the Bible, like it's amazing how much variation you get when you're in a group.
Oh, yeah.
And you read the same exact text, but everybody's pulling different things out of that text. Different viewpoints, different perspectives at looking at something that was said, different, you know, whatever it is. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's really informative to you as well. Like if you did not think that, it's really informative for that person. And that's how it should be with political systems. You like, and this is why, going back to just the way in which politicians kind of hold themselves and speak, and how it's so disingenuous, I should say, and so just non-conversationalist. Like it's just I don't know the perfect word to describe the way that it is, because it's unlike anything that actually exists in the real world. Like they wouldn't go to their barbecue and talk in the same way that they talk when the cameras are on. And I understand that to a certain point, because you kind of have to be so careful now with every word that you say. And
everyone's like that too, so you have to.
Yeah, because everything can be taken out of context now. But I appreciate it when, well, let me just stick on that one point. Like, because of that way of speaking, like there's no one sitting on like the floors of Congress hearing someone speak and being like, wow, I've never saw it from that perspective anymore. Like, never once did I hear a congressman, like, you know how they have like hearings all the time and they hear like testimony from people. Let's say there's some like bill that's on the floor and they bring in like people to give testimonies from different branches of the government or people outside of the government to like speak on these issues so that they can make an informed decision. Sounds great.
Right.
The problem is I've never heard someone ask a question in one of those hearings, someone give an answer and that person say, oh,
right.
like they already know what that person's going to say and they already know what their retort's going to be.
Right.
And like, that's not learning. That's not conversation. That's
like
not
a trial.
I mean, it is a trial to a certain degree, but at the same time, like, there's no education.
Yeah. There's
no convincing. It's sad. I guess that's like my whole rant right now. I'm just saddened. That like we're dealt this terrible hand. Not even though. We should just continue calling it out.
Yeah.
You know, because we live in the greatest country that has ever existed. We have the greatest government structure, despite how much they hate each other within that government structure, despite all of the bickering, all of the fighting, all of the backstabbing, all of the lies. We still have the best government in the world.
Right.
Our government, as of yet, is not coming through our doors, you know, arresting us for wrong speak, like in North Korea, and sending us to gulags, and then, you know, we come back a changed person, or not at all. You know what I mean? Like, I should be careful in the way that I just like crap on everything when there's a wider world out there with a much bigger perspective. But
I think it is hard though when you care about the country, mostly because you live in it and the people that you love live in it, and you see that it may be going in a direction that is not going to be helpful for people. Then that's hard, because you do want to put a stop to it. You do want to be part of a kind of a change.
Yeah.
For the better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? You just watched a clip from one of our Just Breathing podcasts. If you want to see the full version, you just hit the link in the description below. Or if you want to just keep watching clips, we got some more right here. Thanks, everybody.